vote is fake that's not a real vote. That's not a real vote. They give it to who they want to give it to. They give it to their darlings.
Cowboy Carter. Beyonce.
Doing right with the Super Bowl. Because he was doing like, yeah, go ahead. Doing some wild because he was saying that to Eminem that the NFL had the issue with me. And I'm like, well, what's the issue? Why don't I have an issue when we're coming to party?
Thank you for joining us on this journey. We're growing with you and because of you. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell to help us reach 1,000 subscribers. Once we hit that milestone, a special prize will be waiting for you. Stay tuned. And now, let's get into the topic. 50 Cent and Eminem just teamed up, and they're coming for Jay Z with no filter, no fear. They're throwing down serious claims, shady deals, snatched credit, rigged awards, and a long list of careers supposedly wrecked in the process. This ain't some quiet industry rumor anymore. It's a full-blown alarm ringing in the game. And now, 50's making it loud and clear. He says Jay Z is still out here trying to block his money moves even now. Cowboy Carter 16, Beyonce in 2025, and Eminem, he's been ringing the alarm. For years, M's warned us about how grimy this industry really is. Lately, he's been slipping hidden shots into his verses, cryptic bars that call out the puppet masters behind the curtain, but now it's getting louder. Beyonce's name just got dragged into the chaos, accusations flying, stealing songwriting credits, shutting out other women behind the scenes. It's getting wild. Folks are calling out names: Aaliyah, Maya, Mary J. Blige, and Carrie Hilson. All talented, all rising, until suddenly, boom, silence. Like they vanished overnight. Jay might have slipped past that lawsuit from Jane Doe, but the alleged victim ain't staying quiet. She's now dropping heavy hints, claiming she felt pressured to stay silent after some shady, scary people came knocking at her door. That's next level intimidation. So now everybody's asking the real question. Are Jay Z and Beyonce really that flawless power couple they sell to the world? Or just masters at hiding the dirt when the cameras ain't rolling? Have they stayed at the top by stepping over folks without looking back? And now, are 50 Cent and Eminem the ones holding the receipts, ready to expose a system that's been crushing careers, maybe even putting lives at risk? For years, in Andre's artwork and beyond, Jay and Bey were untouchable. But now, the cracks are starting to show. Say one bad thing about them and boom, the backlash hits instantly. Folks start screaming, "You bitter, you jealous," like clockwork. But this time, 50 Cent came strapped with receipts. Way back in 2023, 50 claimed Jay Z tried to shut him out of the Super Bowl halftime show, using his NFL connects to block the move from behind the scenes. Wild, right? But here's the twist. Jay's whole plan blew up in his face, cause Eminem, he wasn't having it. That one bold move showed just how far Jay was willing to go just to keep 50 Cent out of the spotlight. Straight up power play. Now fast forward to the 50s. Latest sit down on Talk with Flea with Cameron, and guess what? He's still airing Jay Z out. According to 50, Jay ain't just moving shady in music, he's moving slick in the boardrooms too. But here's the wildest part. 50 said Jay already proved he had it all. Old boy was doing it right, so why the sneaky games now? After everything that went down with Joe, Jay's still out here, allegedly trying to sabotage 50's business moves out of pure spite, like he just can't let go of the grudge. And it don't stop there. 50 Cent and Eminem are now teaming up hard, ready to blow the lid off what they're calling straight-up Grammy rigging. 50's pointing fingers directly at Jay Z, claiming he's been using his marriage to Beyonce like some cheat code to snatch trophies. Meanwhile, Eminem's been screaming for years, the Grammys are a scam, a whole pay-to-win setup where real talent don't even matter anymore. And when Beyonce finally snatched Album of the Year for Cowboy Carter, not everybody was cheering. Fans started side-eyeing the win, whispering that Jay pulled strings again, especially after what went down the year before with Andre 3000. That awkward, "Thank you, sir. No, no. I tell the truth when I get nervous" moment. Yeah, Jay jumped on that Grammy stage blasting the Recording Academy for snubbing Beyonce, but fans weren't buying it. His speech felt off, like he was faking the outrage, standing there, clutching an award from the same people he was shading. People started asking the real question. If the Grammys are that biased, why even show up? Why not walk away and flex that you don't need their approval, instead of begging on stage for validation? That whole moment had the internet buzzing. Are the Carters really winning off pure talent, or is it all hush-hush deals, backroom favors, and fat checks moving the needle? Inside has been saying it for years. The Grammys ain't about music, it's about politics and power moves. And one of the loudest truth tellers, Eminem, he's called it a scam forever. Even swore off the show for good and kept his word, but don't get it twisted. Eminem ain't bitter just cause he lost. He's always said it clear. If another artist truly dropped a better album, he'd give props. What really gets under his skin is how the Grammys use him. They hype him up, plaster his face everywhere, make it look like he's got a real shot, just to boost ratings and pull in views. Then the show drops and boom, shutout. Like he was never even a contender. Straight smoke and mirrors every year. And when someone asked if he'd ever come back, maybe even join the Grammy voting board, M didn't even blink. Said it wouldn't change a thing. Why? In his own words, the whole thing's rigged. Votes, man, they don't mean a thing. And 50 Cent is riding shotgun with M, throwing even more shade at the whole game. He's not just saying the Grammys are rigged, he's going straight for Jay Z's neck. 50 said Jay's wins got nothing to do with music. According to him, it's all about that marriage to Beyonce. The Recording Academy knows the deal. As long as J and B pull up, they're getting those trophies. Cameras flash, ratings spike, the show trends everywhere. So now the question is, what's the next move? Keep nominating Jay and Beyonce. Keep handing them trophies, just to make sure that power couple shows up and brings the spotlight with them. But 50 Cent? Oh, he wasn't done. Not even close. On his recent appearance on the Flagrant podcast, he went all the way in. 50 said plain as day, Jay Z's empire. All them Grammy wins? It ain't about raw talent, it's about who he married. And he didn't stop there. 50 straight up called their relationship a contract, said it might just be a business move, for the image, the deals, and the power it brings. Wild, right? But the crazy part, 50 ain't the only one who thinks Jay's been playing real dirty to stay on top. Industry insiders been whispering for years. Jay Z and Beyoncé allegedly blocked other artists on purpose. Why? Easy. So no one else shines too bright. So they stay front and center, always grabbing the spotlight, always winning. And then there's the dark story of Beyoncé's former bodyguard, Uncle Ron. Before he passed from pneumonia, he went public, claiming he had receipts, real proof that Jay and Bey destroyed careers, crushed dreams, and left rising stars in the dust just to keep their crown untouched. He said he knew too much, and the timing of his death, yeah, people are definitely talking. And we gotta bring up Jaguar next, right? Jaguar used to be singing backup for Jay Z. Now she's one of his loudest, boldest critics. She's been dropping some serious tea, claiming folks close to Jay, like Harlem legend Big L, either ended up dead or watched their careers vanish just as Jay's was taking off. Let's hit pause and talk Big L for a sec. Back in the early 90s, Big L was Harlem's lyrical beast, spitting wild freestyles, making real street noise. His name was buzzing everywhere. He locked in a deal with Columbia Records, dropped a debut that had the city talking, and even after Columbia dropped him, Big L wasn't backing down. He was just getting started. Big L started his own label and was making major moves, real boss steps. That's when Dame Dash, co-founder of Rockefeller, started watching close. L was lining up for that breakout moment, but just as his career was about to explode, tragedy struck. February 15th, 1999, Big L was gunned down in a Harlem drive-by, and to this day, the case is still cold. No justice, no answers. But if you ask Jaguar right, she ain't biting her tongue, she's fully convinced Jay Z might have had something to do with it. That's the level of suspicion hanging over his name right now. Now, from one legend to another, let's shift that spotlight to DMX. He was one of the only rappers besides 50 Cent who had the guts to call out Jay Z face to face. DMX never held back, said Jay was bitter, jealous, and always moving sneaky behind the scenes. And when Jay slid into the president's seat at Def Jam in 2004, that's when it got real messy. DMX had been holding Def Jam down hard, 5 back-to-back #1 albums from 98 to 2003. That's certified legend status. But when it was time for DMX to drop his 6th project, Year of the Dog, again, he claimed Jay Z intentionally held it back, just to clear the runway for his own comeback. Straight power moves, all about control. DMX said it himself, the game is it, man. And the drama, it didn't stop there. In 2005, X came swinging with his track The Industry, laying it all out, exposing the shady games and fake handshakes happening behind closed doors. And here's the craziest part, most of what DMX called out back then is still happening today. Even Irv Gotti, someone who's been deep in the industry for decades, said it straight. Jay Z was jealous of DMX. Irv claimed Jay and his mentor, Lyor Cohen, used to sit back laughing, thinking DMX would never pop. But X proved him dead wrong. And Jay's name, it don't stop there. It keeps coming up with Beanie Sigel, too. Beanie said it felt like someone was always pulling strings, holding him down. Said Jay would drop his albums right when Beanie was dropping his, flooding the spotlight, so Beanie's numbers stayed low. It's like Beanie was only ever allowed to climb so high, but never past a certain ceiling. Yeah, Beanie Sigel owned up to his mistakes, especially the legal stuff. But one thing he made crystal clear, Jay-Z's shady moves weren't by chance. According to Beanie, every single step Jay took was cold, calculated, and meant to keep control. And let's not act like Beyonce's hands are squeaky clean in all this either. People are definitely side-eyeing her role too. Some fans still try to say Beyonce's just Jay's puppet. But let's be real, that story don't add up. There's no way she stood beside Jay-Z all these years without playing a major role in the strategy. If anything, they've been running the industry together, allegedly clearing out anybody who looked like a threat along the way. Here's just a taste of the tea. When Beyonce left Destiny's Child and started cozying up with Jay, something shady went down. Jay allegedly pulled producer Rich Harrison away from rising star Amiri, who was blowing up at the time and rumored to be real competition for Bey. Y'all remember Amiri's hit, One Thing? That track had the same wild signature vibe as Crazy in Love. And fans still say Beyonce snatched the whole formula after Rich Harrison jumped ship. But it don't stop there. Look at Carrie Hilson. She had a very public clash with Beyonce that spun way out of control. Word is, Carrie's own producers allegedly set her up, tricked her into recording a diss track aimed at Bey just to get her dragged and canceled on purpose. Carrie denied it at first, but it only got worse when she refused to hold a magazine cover featuring Beyonce and Jay Z. Like, you want to hold that or not?
Our culture's competitive, man.
Right.
It is, but I think when it goes past the music itself to blocking things in business, then I don't understand that. Like right now, he's not even competing for a slot. You don't have a new song out that he want to be on the top 10 or top 5,
Right.
and you still competing. It just don't make sense.
They asked Carrie Hilson to hold that magazine, and when she said no, the Bayhive lost it. Carrie got slammed with major backlash, even confronted in public. But behind the scenes, whispers started flying. Folks claim Beyonce may have orchestrated the whole setup. Some sources say she had insiders planted in Carrie's camp, people who lined her up to record that diss track while Bey sat back, playing the innocent victim with clean hands. And years later, in a 2020 interview, Carrie kinda confirmed it, admitted she was pressured into making that record. And those threats she got afterward, 100% real. That wasn't petty drama. That was career sabotage, wrapped up to look like beef. And we definitely can't forget about Kellis. She came out swinging, accusing Beyonce of straight up stealing after Bey sampled her iconic hit Milkshake without giving her 1 ounce of credit. And get this, Kellis didn't even know it happened until the internet told her. She found out just like everybody else through social media. Kellis posted, "I heard about this the same way everyone else did. That's wild." She added, "Nothing is ever as it seems. Some of the people in this business have no soul or integrity, and they have everyone fooled." Later, she hit Instagram to lay it all out. This wasn't just about a song, it was about respect. Kellis said it plain. Black female artists barely get real power, and with all the personal ties, a simple phone call could have fixed everything. "It's not that hard to contact me. It's just common decency." That's what Kelly said. But instead of owning up or apologizing, Beyonce just quietly removed the sample and never said a single word. No statement, no accountability, just silence. Then there's MIA, a name folks don't hear enough anymore, and it's not by accident. Word is, she got blackballed after allegedly turning down Jay Z's advances. MIA didn't sugarcoat it either. In interviews, she's spoken up about powerful people in the industry abusing their status, putting young artists in risky situations. As for her, she kept it simple. She said no and walked away. But that no came with a price. MIA hinted that turning down the wrong people got her name dragged through the mud and her whole career quietly pushed to the side. And now that you've seen just how many folks have spoken up, 50 Cent, Eminem, Kellis, MIA, Jaguar Wright, DMX, Beanie Sigel, and the list goes on. So now the question's louder than ever. Are Jay Z and Beyoncé just protecting their empire? Or are they really out here sabotaging anyone who gets too close to the crown? And believe it or not, this ain't even the full list. If there's someone you think we missed, drop their name in the comments. What's your take on all these claims? Are the Carters really untouchable or just masters at hiding all the mess behind the scenes? Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below with your thoughts. If you want more wild stories that rip the mask off the music industry, hit that bell so you never miss a drop. Catch you in the next one. It's only getting crazier from here.